Morning, my lovelies. What it do? What it do? What it do? This bitch Yaakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Yaakov was trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, so things that you just don't see, okay? But top of the AM, the goddess feeling good, lovely, and so blessed. Each and every morning I lift my window up, and I look up to Jerusalem, the celestial realms, and I give praise, glory, and worship to the sovereign Lord of hosts, for he is merciful and worthy to be praised. He's driving many of y'all off the land. He's giving me the land, me the inheritance, aka reparations. Okay, wherever I'm at, that's where my land is, and my inheritance, aka reparations, should be. If you woke up this morning, you need to give praise, glory, and worship to the sovereign Lord of hosts, for he is merciful and worthy to be praised. Each and every day that you wake up is a fresh new day and clean page for you to get some salvation for yourself, so you can be redeemed from his judgment, everlasting condemnation. And always remember, each and every day that you wake up is God's grace, mercy, and sovereignty, okay, on you. Is never ever to be taken for granted, because it can and will run out soon, okay? But top of the AM, we're going to get right into this, right? The name of this is called Materialistic Marriage, Filipino Prostitute, Unevenly Yoked. We're going to get into this little story about this little Filipino prostitute, okay? She says this: another big rabbi from Israel is coming here tomorrow, and my husband is going to tour them around the area. I wish I could join, but there's 5 men. Hello. Okay, and this is a picture of her husband, and this is what she had to say. Okay, at the bottom. Hello with the question mark. Here's the deal with this, right? First of all, why would she want to be around 5 men? You are his husband. Why she want to be around 5 men? I can see if the 5 men is bringing their wives, that's something totally different, because then, they bring their wives over. She can hang out with their wives, and they have, sister or girls' day out or something like that at the spa, something like that. But if they're not bringing their wives, why would she want to be around other men with her husband? That don't even sound right. I don't even want to be around one person, let alone 5 people. Like, what is wrong with these females? But nonetheless, right? She said, I wish I could join, but there's 5 men. Hello. So basically, if she wants to join, she wish she can join. She says, I wish I can join, which means she wants to join these 5 men. She wants to join her husband with these 5 men. Okay. Not only that, but her husband doesn't want her around no other men, because he's sending her on a dummy mission somewhere. Here, you a trophy, you take this money, okay, and you go splurge for the day. Go to the spa and go do whatever for today while I go hang out with these 5 men. Now, who knows what these 5 men are talking about? That's neither here nor there, okay? But the simple fact that it's 5 men that's coming over, and she's thirsty to join these 5 men, okay? She's thirsty to join her husband in a company with these 5 men. That's disturbing. Okay, that's very disturbing. Okay, then she went on and says this, right? Hold on. Then she says this. Then she says, something about me when I was dating, I was very particular with the looks and profession of a person, okay? She was about the looks and profession of a person, okay? So therefore, she don't care about his integrity. She don't care about his morals. She don't care about his health. He could be HIV positive with taking Victarvi medicine. She does not care about nothing. Long as he looks good, okay, and has a profession, and his profession is his social status, his high social status, okay? This is what this Filipino prostitute is saying. She does not, she only cares and is concerned about looks and profession of the person. That's it, that's all. She doesn't care about his obedience to God. She doesn't care about his dignity. She doesn't care about his morals. She don't care about his integrity. She don't care about nothing. She just cares about what he looks like. Oh, he looks good. Oh, he's a CEO of Forbes company or Forbes magazine. I date him. I sleep with him. That's basically what it is with her, okay? Materialistic, okay? And then she went on and says, hold on, because she says a lot of stuff. Then she says, not this one. Hold on. Then she went on and says, but most difficult for me is when I'm committed to a particular mitzvah and he isn't, of course. We've argued about it. I try not to pressure it, but it still hurts and bothers me. It still hurts and bothers me sometimes. So yes, there's still a lot of work. There's still a lot of work and growth ahead of us, okay? And this is her. Okay, you want to know the crazy thing about that? How you marry somebody that you unevenly yoked with? Like, she should have already been, she should have already had that established before she even married him. But she didn't care about his religious views, okay? She only cared about his profession and what he had to offer her, okay? That's it and that's all, okay? Another thing is this, when she says that they have arguments, but their arguments are mainly about Torah observance. That's really it. The first and last major disagreement we had about was over shopping habits. And beyond that, there hasn't really been anything else, okay? So they arguing over money, okay? So he gives her a certain amount of allowance, okay? And she's not satisfied with that allowance. Instead, she's using this card and she's dipping in and she's touching things that she's not supposed to be touching because she's not satisfied with the money that he has given her or the allowance that he's given her. And another thing is that he's not giving her nothing hand in hand, okay? He's not hand in hand giving her money, okay? No, he's giving her money on a card. Everything is on a card, and she just swipes it up. If she wanted to be a real hoe and a real prostitute, you get the money in your hand. You get the money in the palm of your hand, and that way you spend the money any way you want it, okay? But no. Her money is on the card, okay? And not only that, but that's going to end up causing problems because that money that he has put away is specifically for other causes, maybe between him and them 5 men. Who knows, okay? But anytime you allow yourself to be bought and paid for, guess what? He could get her up out of there and bring 10, 15 other females way cheaper than her and not religious, okay? So she putting herself on the edge, okay? She's on the verge of getting that pink slip. Make no mistake about that, okay? And then she went on and says, but what's most difficult for me is when I'm committed. Okay, she said that when she's committed to the mitzvah, okay? But she's talking about the arguing and the things of that matter. You can't change no man, okay? He is who he is. They are unevenly yoked, okay? They 2 different nationalities, 2 different religious beliefs, okay? She's nothing more than a trophy to him, okay? That's all it is a trophy. She's a trophy to him, okay? She don't know anything about him, okay? Because if she really knew anything about him, she would have never married no man that didn't fit her spiritual values. But she didn't care about spiritual values. And before I get on out of here, Proverbs 31, 10-31. Proverbs 31, 10-31. A wife of noble character, who can find? She is worth far more than rubies, okay? Proverbs 31, 10-31. This female right here, this Filipino prostitute, is not a Proverbs 31, okay? She's more concerned about his profession. She's more concerned about what he has to offer her. She's not a Proverbs 31 10 to 31, okay? She's not a Proverbs 31 type of female. When you read Proverbs 31, 10 to 31, it tells you exactly what a wife, a true wife is. And not only that, but she's the type, if her husband gets sick and on his dying bed, she'd be the first one to leave and bail out on him and find a new husband who's ready to cash out on that money. That's why she's so thirsty and she wants to be around those 5 men, because she wants to scout out those 5 men. Maybe those 5 men have more money than her husband, because her husband obviously is complaining about her spending habits. So she wants a man that's going to splurge, okay, unlimitedly on her, okay? Meanwhile, she brings nothing of spiritual value or good value to the table. She's just a trophy. That is it. Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here, man. It's sad, sad, sad. When you pick a wife, you make sure that that wife is going to be there for you when you on your last and dying breath. Don't pick a wife like that. That's not a wife, okay? That is a prostitute, okay? She's in it for the love of the money, okay? It's all about prestige, okay? And it's all about looks. It's not about character, okay? It's not about integrity. It's not about morals. It's not about dignity. It's not about nothing. He could be a stone cold rapist. Long as he's a CEO of Forbes magazine, she'll drop her drawers to him, okay? Yes, she will, because it's all about the money. She said it herself, okay? She's not a Proverbs 31 to 10. When you pick a wife, you better make sure she's on your last and dying bed. Make sure she's there for you. Anywho, it's that spiker star, the brightest star, the constellation, looking into your world, see things you just don't see. It's going to be a new heaven, new earth. The sovereign Lord going to bring down his kingdom upon a new earth, and I should dwell there forevermore. You should repent for your filthy sins so you could be part of this glorious event, and a feast is going to be served. Leviathan, he's cut the heads of Leviathan and served it as food. It's going to be a feast. I surely hope to see you there. Anywho, it's that spiker star, looking into your world, see things you just don't see. Repent for your filth. I'm out.